Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from beautiful, cloudy, rainy, foggy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I know it's been a minute since I have done a live video on my personal page because all of my live videos have been going to the Voice of One Steve Collins page for the past probably 5 or 6 months. However, I want to go old school. I'll make one for them. I'm going to bust something out of the vault for you friends today. And if you'd like to see me start bringing them back to my personal page with people that I know and I am connected to, please let me know. Send me a DM. Say, yeah, man, start putting them back on this page again. Because you know what's funny? I have discovered that, there's no problem with getting advice from other people. There really is no problem with that. And there's no problem exploring. And yet, if you got something going on that you know works for you, you don't want to necessarily shut that thing down. And let me tell you what I mean by that, plain and simple. I did not build a real estate business by writing a check to outside companies in hopes that my phone would ring. I took unbelievably, incredibly great care of the people that entrusted their greatest transaction to me over the past 20 years, delivered world-class service and results, and they told their friends, and their friends told their friends, and so on and so on and so on. I still have the privilege today of actually having great dear friends of mine, Jesse and Betty Ann Salazar, my very first clients I sold a home to 20 years ago. We have their current home in the market and have sold multiple homes with them because you know what? They're my friends. I love them. They love me. I took good care of them. So what I was able to build in the real estate business came from relationship. It did not come from promotion. And I realized, why am I reaching out to the whole planet when I have great and amazing and wonderful friends like all y'all that were following on my personal page? So I may be coming right back to my roots, y'all, and just doing it the way that I did back in the day and trust the good Lord to expand it. Being a good person is weak. Being a good person is weak. Brother Collins, it's been a minute since I talked to you on the personal page. What do you mean by that? I'm so glad you asked on this wonderful Friday. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I hear all this rhetoric around people. Can't we just be good people? Let's be a good person. Just be a good person. Just be a good person. You guys are hearing it everywhere because our nation is somewhat divided by this tribalistic political system. I guarantee you, man, if Donald Trump found a cure for cancer today, people would say, we have the right to have cancer. We have the right to do that. You can't make us get cured. People just want to fight. And it doesn't matter what side there is with this tribalistic reality that we're running into. For one side to acknowledge another side's vision or success is for them to diminish their own. And it's just tough. So everybody's default is, well, let's just be a good person. Being a good person is weak. And here's why I say being a good person is weak. Because it ain't hard to be a good person. It's not hard to be a good person. It's not hard. It just means you're freaking grown up. You're not being a baby. You're not being a wuss. You're not being an excuse-making, thumb-sucking, blanket-carrying whiner who treats everybody else like you're a toddler. Okay, so being a good person is not that hard. I tell you what you ought to strive for and consider. You ought to strive for being a supernatural person. Let me tell you what I mean by that. A natural person does natural things. A good person does good things. Everybody does that. This ain't a new story. This happened back in Jesus' time. Jesus was around a crowd of people and he said, hey, and there were parents. And he said, hey, let me tell you something. If one of you parents, if your kids asked you for a loaf of bread, would you hand them a rock? If one of your kids asked you for like a drink, would you hand them a snake? No, you wouldn't. If you, who are evil, jacked up, crazy suckers and fools, that's my hood version, if y'all who are crazy know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more so will your Heavenly Father give good gifts to you if you ask? Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. He also said it this way. You've heard it said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, love your enemies. Pray for those who despitefully use you. Get this. Anybody can love someone who loves them. That don't make you a good person. That just makes you not a thumb-sucking toddler, whiny baby of an adult. Being a good person is weak. Being a supernatural person takes strength. Because true power is not your freedom to express your opinions vehemently and venomously to the planet while you stand on your soapbox of self-righteousness, purporting to live a life that you can't even live your damn self. That ain't strength. That's weak, because anybody can do that. What is strength is being possibly offended by something someone says and having the maturity to say, I can respect that you feel that way, and I can respect that that's your belief. That's fascinating. Being supernatural is when someone takes a shot at you, you go, that's all right, cut them some slack. Maybe they're having a bad day. Being supernatural is when somebody comes and says, you do this, I believe this, and you believe that. You go, man, I can so appreciate your passion. Very passionate. Good for you. And you can go about your day without your panties in a bunch, ruining your face, making you look a bulldog baptized in lemon juice. All that is strength, my friend. Being a good person is weak. Being a good person is easy. That stuff's easy. Anybody can be a good person. What is the qualifications for being a good person? It just means that you're not a tool. You're not a... Okay, I won't use cuss words this morning. My apologies. I was about to go un-Ziggler there for a second. It means you're not a tool, man. It means that you are just not an infant, thumb-sucking, blanket-wielding crybaby, okay? So being a good person is weak. Be a supernatural person. Be a significant person. Be a person of incredible character, integrity, and strength that has the ability to be in a violent disagreement with someone else's belief or philosophy, and you still maintain the ability to love, the ability to have grace, the ability to have mercy, the ability to treat them well. Treating people well who treat you well don't make you a good person. That just makes you not stupid. Being able to treat people well who mistreat you, that's something different. Being able to love on folks who ain't loving on you, that's different. Being able to take hater criticism, and instead of taking that to social media or to your friends and family and spreading that venom, it means maybe you hit your knees and you take it to the good Lord and say, man, oh man, oh man, that person's all twisted up. Only you know what's gone on in their life up until this point that has caused them to be so bitter and toxic. So Father, would you please just touch them? Would you please just heal them? Would you please just work with them? Because man, surely I don't know anybody else who's going to have the heart to pray for them. Most everybody's going to want to fight them and be activated and triggered by them. But thank you for not letting me do that right now. You know, just help them out. Help them out. That's supernatural. That's tough. That's not easy. Your ability to love those who love you just puts you on the basic playing field of not being a human tool. Being a good person, whatever. That's weak. How about being a supernatural person? How about being a manifestation of the love and grace and forgiveness and mercy and kindness and understanding that you want for yourself? How about you be that person? I'll end with a quote from Paulo Coelho, one of my favorite quotes. And he says this: the world is not changed by your opinion. It's changed by your example. What example are you leaving today? What example are you modeling today? Are you a good person? Well, good for you. You're just not a thumb-sucking baby who walks around like a toddler throwing tantrums. Wah, wah, wah. No, I do not celebrate that with you. Being a good person, weak. Be a supernatural person. Be a person who goes against the flow. Be a person who, when you're put down, you lift others up. When you are spoken about ugly, you take it in prayer. When someone's being jacked up towards you, you go get them something nice and cold to drink and help them out. Maybe think about taking them before the good Lord and asking them to touch whatever it is that's messing them up. You don't want to be a good person. You want to be supernatural. Have a great day, guys.